Hey everyone, it's Game Fruit Pop. Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Let's Talk About It. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I went ahead and did the backyard of my house off cam well, not off camera, but on camera, just not with narration. So what we're going to do is we're going to have some music and we're going to speed it up, and it's going to be a little bit of a speed build. And then we're going to come back and we're going to work on the fountain in the middle of the city. And we'll do that obviously with narration. We'll talk a little bit about that stuff. So if you want to skip through the music compilation my thingy, go ahead, and I will talk to you guys back when that is finished. So I will see you guys all then. I hope you enjoy the musical portion of this video. So we're back. I hope you enjoyed the musical montage thingamabob with my backyard. So just fair warning before we actually hop into the me building the fountain. I'm talking on top of the video afterwards just because I went through this whole video and kind of didn't realize my microphone was muted. So I'm not going to be talking about what I'm actually building today just because I've already built it and it's already finished. But I will tell you what we're working on. So we're working on the fountain in the middle of the city. We're going to try and improve it and make it look a little bit more like a town centerpiece as opposed to this a crappy fountain where people go to get water. So that's that. And today what we're going to be talking about a little bit is, because the video is going to be a little bit shorter, what we're going to be talking about is the wildfires in Fort McMurray and about that and where you can donate and all that good stuff. So if you don't know, right now in Fort McMurray, Alberta, in Canada, there's a huge wildfire going on. It's its size right now is a total of 2 times New York City. So it's really, really large, and it's unfortunately happened right near. It started right near a city in Alberta, and so over 80,000 people have been displaced as a result of this. A lot of them have had their houses burned completely to the ground, and a lot of them are going to come back to nothing. And it's a really unfortunate situation, and obviously nobody wants that to happen. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit just because I've been talking a lot about like YouTube news and all that kind of stuff. And obviously that stuff's it's not that stuff's insignificant or not important, but like stuff like this, like natural disasters, I think are obviously something really important that you want to talk about. And for me as a Canadian, I think it's especially important for me to talk about because it's not necessarily close to home because Canada is such a big country, but it is in my country. And I think it's obviously important for me to talk about it and use the small fan base that I have to sort of try and spread awareness about where you can donate and how you can help out the people for McMurray. So if you do want to donate, you want to help out the people for McMurray, there's a couple of phone numbers you can text to donate either $5 or $10 to the Red Cross. If you're in Canada, the Canadian government will actually match the donation to the Red Cross themselves, so it's almost like you donate double the amount of money you're actually giving. And if you're outside of Canada, I'm not sure if there's any other governments that have any sort of program like that in place. But if you do want to donate, I'll include the phone numbers in the description of the video below. And I would encourage you, obviously, to go and donate because it helps out the people of Fort McMurray. And a lot of these people are going to come back to literally nothing. If you've seen some of the pictures, I might include them on top if I can remember to do that when I'm editing this, or if I can do that, I'm not sure if I'm able to. I'll include some of the pictures of what these people are coming back to, and it's pretty devastating. And I think that it's unfortunate, and the worst part about it is it's not even in Alberta. It's not really like it isn't common to have wildfires this big in Alberta, but wildfires do happen like yearly in Alberta. There's a handful every year just during the dry season. The concerning part, there's many concerning parts, but one of the big concerns right now is that this isn't even wildfire season yet in Alberta, so it could get a lot worse in the area before it gets better. This fire could keep burning for months, if not like pretty much until the fall almost. This place could be burning, and so it's a bad situation for the people of Alberta. And on top of that, a lot of the people from Fort McMurray were from the Fort McMurray is a town that is basically only based on the manufacturing of oil from the oil sands, or the refining of oil, sorry. And so these people were already in almost a recession because of the oil prices collapsing, and so these people were already, a lot of them were being laid off, a lot of them were out of work or working less or being paid less, and so they're already in a difficult situation, and then on top of that they had their houses sort of burned down. So it's really a terrible, terrible situation for those people. So like I said before, if you want to donate to the Red Cross, I'm sure they would appreciate it quite a bit. And I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about news-wise. I guess the only other thing that is sort of, it's me commenting, but it's also a question for my viewers, and it's that whenever you see a natural disaster like this, whether it be a flood or a hurricane or a wildfire or anything like that, you always see people trying to spin the terrible disaster to fit their narrative. And so what I saw on Twitter, and I actually read it in one of the newspapers in Toronto on the way to school one day, was that was someone who basically said that people were saying it was almost fitting that this wildfire happened in Fort McMurray because the oil industry is one of the biggest factors in climate change. And so I thought that it was interesting that these people were choosing such a terrible time to try and get their like political motives across. And so I wanted to comment my personal beliefs on that and then turn to you guys and see what yours are, because I was unsure as to whether everyone would agree with what I thought here or whether they would think it was different. So I sort of think that it's disappointing, unfortunately not surprising, but disappointing that people would try and take advantage of such a tragic situation such as the fires in Fort McMurray, where you see an entire city. It just looks like someone just took a really strong bulldozer and just pushed all of the houses out of town. All that stuff is foundations. Their entire livelihood has been burned to the ground. And these people are taking the time to say, oh, well, at least it happened in a place where like they ruined the climate and that's why the fires are happening. Like, I don't think that's acceptable for us. You're supposed to, even if you disagree with what someone's doing, a lot of these people, they don't, like, there's little for them to do right now outside of the oil industry, especially in a town like in northern Alberta, like Fort McMurray, where you can't change your opinion on a like a natural disaster based on where it is because of the effects of climate change, which it's almost undeniable that climate change is happening, but still it's not a confirmed thing. You can't point to Fort McMurray and say, oh, you're the reason that the climate is changing. The climate is changing, that's not really deniable, but you can't prove that the increase in production of oil is the reason why the climate is changing. You also shouldn't want to punish the people working in the oil industry for manufacturing oil and wish a wildfire upon them, or say that it's fitting that the wildfire happened in Fort McMurray and not in Hollywood, California, where the people all care about climate change. That's not a fair thing to say, in my opinion, at least, and it's not a fair thing to do to the people for McMurray. Just because like they don't need people's criticism right now. They don't right now. A lot of them were out of work to begin with, and now they're gonna have no home. They're gonna have just the clothes on their back that they were able to run away from their 5 burning houses with. And I don't think that it's gonna be like now is gonna be a good time for you to lecture them on the effects of climate change. So if you're watching you obviously you're watching the video, but if you're looking at the video right now, things go all wonky on my computer, and I still need to clean it out and do all that good stuff. But the business of me trying to fix it is happening right now, and yeah, I mean, I'm almost done the fountain. I didn't want to make it too crazy, and I didn't. Going into this video, I pretty much I'm saying now what I said when I was recording before, but like going into this video, I knew it wasn't going to be too long because there wasn't too much I wanted to say about Fort McMurray. It was sort of just me wanting to get my get the information out there for anyone who hadn't heard about it, and I don't know if anyone has not heard about it on watching this, but if you hadn't, then I'm glad that I was able to sort of let you know and maybe bring potential donations to people for McMurray, because it's obviously, like I said, it's just terrible what's happening to them. But I guess the last thing is just I would really want to get your opinion on what your thoughts are on people trying to use their political or these tragedies to sort of grow their political beliefs. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So I'm just finishing up the fountain here. I realize you're going to see in a second that it's not centered. The pathway is not centered here, and it looks kind of bad because it's not centered. So I'm going to be centering that off camera probably, or I'll do it at the beginning of the next video. But I have to redo the pathway and all this good stuff. And yeah, you can see here the pathway doesn't end properly. But I thought that the fountain turned out pretty good. And yeah, that's everything. So like I said, if you want to donate to the people for McMurray, you can donate through the Red Cross. You can donate either $5 or $10 that I know of through text, and then obviously you can go on their website and probably donate whatever you want. But the links, the phone numbers that you have to text, and what you have to text to them to donate will be in the description below. And if you do have a bit of extra pocket cash you could spare the people for McMurray, I'm sure they would appreciate it, and they need all the help they can get rebuilding, like I said. And yeah, that's everything for this. So hopefully you did enjoy my commentary. I think my mic would probably sound better now that I think about it, because it's not recording through Minecraft like it usually does. So hopefully this sounds better. We did get a couple things done. If you have any requests for things you want me to talk about, things you want me to build, be sure to let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what your thoughts are on these people. Like I said, the people sort of trying to bring their arguments into a natural disaster. So that's everything. To my to the new viewers, if you are subscribed and you did enjoy the video, if you want to hit that subscribe button, it would mean a lot to me, and it would help me grow my channel a little bit more and help me to want to keep making content a little bit more. I mean, I think YouTube is a pretty powerful tool in the sense that it can help be a good broadcast for things like this natural disaster. And for my returning subscribers, thank you for your continued support. If you do want to show that you enjoyed the video and you want to hit that like button, it would be appreciated. And if you want to let maybe 1 or 2 people know about my channel and tell them to subscribe, that would help a lot as well. As I mean, when you're this small, it's really difficult to grow without people just talking through word of mouth. The YouTuber has to pretty much do it just themselves. So it would be appreciated if you do get me, if you could talk to a couple friends. So this has been Minecraft. Let's talk about it. Today we talked about Fort McMurray and the terrible tragedy that happened there. Like I said, if you want to donate, links will be in the description. The link to the playlist will also be in the description. That is everything. Thank you guys very much for watching. This has been Minecraft. Let's talk about it. My name is Game Fruit Pulp, and I will see you guys all later. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a good day.